OpenAI and Perplexity just dropped two AI browsers within 5 days of each other, and the internet is going wild. I'm talking about ChatGPT Atlas and Perplexity Comet, two browsers that claim to change the way you do work online. Since launch day, I've been living in both of these browsers. I've automated workflows, ran research projects, tested their AI agents, and honestly, one of them blew my expectations out of the water, and the other one, well, we'll get to that. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly which AI browser you should download today. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, what even are these browsers? Both Atlas and Comet are built on Chromium, which means they look and feel like Chrome. Your extensions work, your passwords sync, all the good stuff. But here's where things get interesting. They aren't just browsers with AI slapped on top. They're AI-first browsers that fundamentally change how you interact with the web. Atlas launched on October 21st, 2025, Mac only, which is gonna piss off half of you guys. It's basically ChatGPT living in your browser with a feature called Agent Mode that can automate multi-step tasks for you. Comet launched 5 days earlier, and it's available for both Mac and Windows. It's built by Perplexity and is designed for citation-backed answers and context-aware assistance. Now, here's what nobody's talking about. These browsers are made for completely different problems. Atlas wants to be your assistant, booking flights, filling forms, automating your workflows. Comet wants to be your research partner, finding sources, comparing data, giving you verified information. But let's put them to the test and see what they're actually good at. All right, so here's how I installed Atlas. I downloaded it on my MacBook, dead simple, signed in with my ChatGPT account, and boom, it imported all my Chrome bookmarks, passwords, and history in about 30 seconds. The interface is clean, you get a persistent ChatGPT sidebar on the right, and honestly, it feels like using a premium version of Chrome with ChatGPT baked in. But here's a catch. The cool features, agent mode, the automation stuff, that's locked behind a ChatGPT Plus subscription. That's $20 a month. If you're on the free version, you don't get any of that. And here is how you install Comet. I downloaded both on my MacBook and my Windows computer because, you know, Comet actually supports both platforms. Setup was super smooth, imported everything from Chrome, but here's what stood out. Comet gives you AI features for free from day one. The assistant lives in every new tab and it maintains context across your entire browsing session. No paywall to test the core features. While I am on Pro, I did confirm that, you know, if I did not have Pro, I could still use everything the way I need to. But for the demos that I use in this video, I'm gonna use Pro just to give them both a fair fight. So winner so far is definitely Comet for platform availability and giving you actual functionality without forcing you to pay immediately. All right, let's do our first prompt test. So the first thing I want to ask is simply check my emails, right? That's, you know, a really simple task, and it's gonna basically test the core feature of these AI browsers, which is having connections with all your accounts. All right, so if we take a look at Atlas and see what it did here, it kind of stuck on that first email that I had in my inbox, and it kept asking me for like security questions on whether it could view things. And I honestly felt like it was very clunky, and it did not give me a good overview of what's happening in my inbox. It also generally took a decent amount of time for any kind of response to come back. Now, if we switch over to Comet, as soon as I write the same exact prompt, I get a very good summary of, you know, all the main emails that I have in my inbox, and it happens very quickly. And, you know, I just for shits and giggles, I did a follow-up question basically asking them to reply in a way that I did before to a similar email. And here's where it did get a bit stumped up because it was trying to search by keywords. And, you know, I simply didn't have those keywords in the previous message that I sent. But either way, definitely got a lot farther than Atlas, and it also has been a lot quicker than Atlas. So for the second prompt, I simply want to make it find the top 3 AI automation tools for small businesses with also pricing comparisons. So, you know, if we look into Atlas, it gave us a pretty thorough overview with citations on, you know, what it thought those 3 platforms are. I feel like it went in pretty good depth. I also think a lot of it would have probably, you know, showed up without the live AI agent mode. But either way, it's cool that it went and like confirmed all the pricing that it's up to date. Cause, you know, maybe in the regular chat mode, if N8N upped its price, then, you know, that wouldn't be reflected unless you're using this browser mode. So overall, I think it did a great job. I mean, one that seems to be missing here is make. And after I asked it to check forums and Reddit as well, it actually did end up finding a couple references to make. So I think overall, I was pretty happy with how it replied to that prompt. And then when we switch over to Comet, again, one thing I'm really noticing with Comet is a lot quicker. Like, they've been really working on their speed, and speed is money. So to me, like, still I'm on Team Comet just for their speed in this second example. But they actually pulled up a very similar response. I did notice for the pricing, they're using all the monthly variations, while it looked like Atlas just picked out the lowest pricing, which this is the monthly pricing if you select the yearly subscription. So that's like a little inconsistency there. It's not, end of the world. And yeah, I would say both are really close on this one. I'm just going to slightly push it towards Comet for the win, just for the speed. Now for this third prompt, I want to give it a little bit more complexity and make it a bit more challenging. So I asked it to find me a flight from LA to New York under $300, compare 3 options, and create a pros and cons list. So, multi-step project here, and definitely needing to do a lot of digging and a lot of like actual browser searching. So Atlas, unfortunately, was really bad at this one. It was throwing around a lot of theoretical data. It kind of said, yeah, this is approximately what it'll probably be like here, 3 theoretical options, and out of these theoretical options, this is the one that would be better. And it's like, okay, give me links for those, flights that you're suggesting that apparently exist. And the links it gave me were not complete. Like, it looked like it started to put in the queries to find the right flights and then just never finished. So this was a complete failure for this prompt for Atlas. And again, like, I can't make this up. Like, there's no bias that I could add here. My one bias is I just generally like Atlas less, but I hope here in this video you see why I like it less. Because now if we go over to Comet, I was absolutely astonished at what it's been able to do. Like, you can literally see live how it's doing all that research for you that you would, typically do manually. Like, as they make the speed go up, and this process, instead of several minutes, takes like several seconds, that's when it unlocks like completely new realms of efficiency that are possible with AI. But yeah, it absolutely killed this task. I mean, it literally like gave me exactly what I was looking for. It did take a couple minutes. It wasn't quick, but this is something you could just have working on a tab while you're doing other things, and then come back to it and expect, very clean responses. And when I asked for it to give me the link to the cheapest flight, it did exactly that, and that link worked perfectly. So, 100%, I think Comet absolutely destroyed Atlas for this one. So finally, for the last prompt that I want to try is, again, another integration one where I want it to get some marketing juices flowing, right? So a typical workflow that I do at my job is I have a Comet Moderator log that I fill out. And you could watch one of my older videos where I go over how I built that Comet Moderator agent. But basically, this is part of that workflow. And I have a huge list of just all the ad comments that we get from social media. And then what I do is I take the most recent comments and I use that to write my next newsletter, because that's the most recent objections that we've been getting for the brand. So what I wanted to do here is to literally have that automate that process with just one simple prompt. So that's where that's what we're looking at here. And what happened was it did end up finding the Google Sheet, which is awesome, but then it had issues going to the very bottom to see the most recent comments. I just saw it like troubleshooting, trying to figure out how to scroll down. It was actually hilarious. But then somehow it's like, all right, well, I give up. So whatever I see on this screen is what I'm going to assume the recent comments are. So I was like, all right, I guess you tried your best. Like, no, definitely not A for effort. This is like a C plus for, just getting me something back. But yeah, the newsletter itself was absolute dog shit. I would never put this out, probably get fired. But yeah, it's just, it just needs a lot of work. So yeah, overall, maybe I could have given it a better prompt, even given an example of our past emails that have worked well. But yeah, it's just not there yet to just, use a simple prompt to execute efficiently. Now let's go over to Comet and see what happened there. So here, what I am happy about is that it did clearly, go to the right Google Sheet like Alice did, and was able to scroll down with one command. I was like, yes, perfect, right? And then it did have a couple hiccups, but after a couple more follow-ups, it did find the 50 most recent comments, and it did write me a newsletter for it. It by its own decided to create a Google Docs sheet, and by its own, it decided to make a Google Docs document and fill that out. I was like, okay, I mean, you're really like trying to get some extra credit here, but that kind of kept disconnecting a couple times, so that wasn't really perfect. And then I asked it to just write it out here, but like, we don't need the Google Doc. Like, I get it, you're great, like, but let's just make it work. You don't have to go crazy here. And it gave me a summary of what it did in the Google Doc, and it was just really stubborn. It's like, I need to finish this Google Doc. This is, the most important thing in the world for me. So I was like, all right, do your thing, boo. And yeah, the email is not great. I would not use this. And it's basically, it's okay. I'll give this a B minus just because it at least was able to do the first part of this task pretty effortlessly. So yeah, that is all the tests that I put both of these AI browsers through. And not the most comprehensive, but for me, that definitely made me very confident in my continued decision to primarily use Comet for any of my AI browser activity. All right, so here is the verdict. The only reason you should ever consider using Alice is if you're on Mac and you already are paying for the ChatGPT Plus subscription, because then you just get Alice for free, and it's definitely gonna help. It's not gonna be something that you are gonna regret using. And then for any other reason, I would use Comet. Use the free version and see like what capabilities make sense for you. And once you hit the limits and you need to upgrade to the pro version, by then, hopefully you should know whether that extra money you spend is gonna be worth it for you or not. That 3-month beta period Comet had before public launch shows. It's more polished, fewer glitches, it's quicker, and it just works without needing constant tweaking. Drop a comment below and let me know, are you Team Alice or Team Comet? And if you want more deep dives on AI automation tools, hit that subscribe button because I test these tools every single day. That way you don't have to. Peace.